Do you need to register a fictitious name for your business? Answer: no. Wait. Sorry. Yes, you do. Hang on. No, you don't. But you do? I don't know what. I've been working on a couple things the past few months while I've been all quarantine-y. One of them is starting a brand new business with a friend of mine. The other project has been just buttoning up a few things with my existing freelance business. So as I've been learning how to be compliant and best practices and all of the requirements, I had a lot of questions and I wasn't getting very clear answers. There'd be some YouTube videos out there saying, this is how you do the thing. And then they don't really clearly explain how you do the thing. So I was getting a little confused, a little frustrated, so I thought I would record my own video, walk through my own process. So if you have some of the same questions that I've had, I want to freely pass those along and maybe give you a leg up. Now, a disclaimer, I am not a lawyer. This is not official legal advice. Your situation could be very different than my own. So this is all from the position of filing a fictitious name as a sole proprietorship in the state of Pennsylvania in the year 2020. For the better part of a decade, I've just been doing business under my own name, David Steininger. So I wanted to do a very subtle rebrand of my freelance business as Steininger Marketing. Now, do I need to file a DBA, doing business as, or register a fictitious name? I hopped online, and the general consensus was, no, I didn't. A lot of the information reflected what I'm reading right here off of nolo.com, where they say, generally speaking, a sole proprietor who includes his or her last name in the business name, such as O'Toole's Classic Cars or Steininger Marketing, does not need to file a fictitious business name statement. We're good. So just about everything that I was able to easily find suggested that if I'm using my last name and the trade or service that I'm providing, I'm in the clear. It wouldn't cut it if I was to do business just as Dave's Marketing. I would need to register a fictitious name in that case. But Steininger Marketing was a go. And so I went. Up until I tried to open a new business bank account. I set this checking account up as Steininger Marketing, and everything was going good. And then they sent me an email saying, we need more documentation. We need a fictitious name registration document. And sure enough, Pennsylvania has made this a little bit more complicated. Reading this from the Pennsylvania Department of State's website, any individual, sole proprietorship, that's me, partnership, corporation, LLC, or other form of association conducting commercial activities under a name other than its/his/her real or proper name must register this name with the Department of State. I mean, I have a pretty unique last name, but if my name was Dave Smith, and I just ran off and started doing business as Smith Marketing, how many other Smith Marketings might I be confused with? Frustrated as I am that I have to take a couple extra steps now. I get it, Pennsylvania. $70? Come on. Yeah, that's what it costs. You have to pay $70 to file the fictitious name. I should have just stuck with David Steininger. Who am I kidding? Filing the fictitious name was relatively painless. You go on a website. I Google searched it, but it's corporations.pa.gov. Oh. PA pulled a fast one on me and changed the way that this all works since I last went through the process just a few weeks ago. I'm going to walk through the new way to do this. So you go to hub.business.pa.gov, and you will probably need to register a new account if you don't already have one. That's a straightforward process. I'm going to log in with my account. And on this screen, you want to go to pen file. I already went through this process once, so it shows my completed fictitious name registration here. Keep going down to start a new registration, and this begins a very simple walkthrough. So on the first page, they have a checkbox if you're a veteran or active reservist. I am not. Save and continue. And then that takes you to a search to make sure that the name you're trying to register is actually available to be registered. So if you are trying to name your company Apple Computers, I'm sorry, you're out of luck. Make sure that the name you're trying to register is actually able to be registered, and you can search for it here and it'll let you know if it's available. But let's see if I somehow stumble upon an actual business name called Foxtrot Scooters. Search. And let's see what that brings back. All right, the name sought appears to be available at this time. Continue. I'm not going to go through the entire process. You can see it's pretty straightforward. You just need to provide some basic information about the business, about the people involved with the business. You just kind of go through the process, and then you e-sign it at the end, and then you have to pay $70. You check out, and then you wait. And in about 5 days, I got an email with my certificate. So this process is going to vary from state to state. Hopefully a quick Google search will get you to the form that you need to be filling out. Just a heads up, after you file your fictitious business name, you're probably going to be getting a couple letters. I have some videos about those. Just, a heads up that you're in the system now and people are going to do what people do. Now for the LLC side, we filed that through LegalZoom. I don't think it's a separate process. I think when you file your formation documents with the state, they take care of the name registration. You would only need to file an additional DBA or fictitious name with the state if you were doing business under a different name other than your existing LLC fictitious name, if that makes sense. So if you registered Hot Hot Hoagies LLC and you opened up a new division and wanted to do business as Grilly Cheese Sandwich, Cheese Grill Alley, Grilled Cheese Champs, I don't know, then you would need to file a fictitious name that associates your new name with your existing LLC name. You dig? So to review, if you are in Pennsylvania and it's 2020 and you are a sole proprietor and you're doing business as a name other than your actual legal name, you need to file a fictitious name. After you file your fictitious business name, you need to advertise in 2 publications in the county where you're doing business. One of the publications needs to be the county's primary newspaper in circulation, and another one needs to be a legal newspaper. If your county doesn't have a legal journal, then you only need to advertise in one. I don't like that you have to do this. This has to be some holdover pre-internet law when the only way that you could get information to people was through a printed newspaper, and you had a little chap in a Newsies hat saying, "Extra, extra!" And that's how you learned about the world. But now we have Google and directories, and if anybody wants to look up things, they can look up things. The people who are sending me scam mail have no problem figuring out that I have a registered business in Pennsylvania, so that started coming before I did the advertisement. Actually, I didn't do the advertisement yet. I still need to do that. So I realize your specific business situation might be a little different from mine, but I hope this was helpful, at least to point you in the right direction. I'm going to post a few links, one where to file online your fictitious business name, and then where you can find the publications that you need to advertise in after you file your fictitious business name. And then what I would love to do is, if you're watching this and you're in a different state and you've learned your specific process, and if it's a little bit different, share the links to those resources, and then I'll update the description to include those so we can kind of build a little repository. So we'll all work together, we'll all help people figure out how to do this. That sound cool? Subscribe to my channel if you want more videos like this. I'm going to be sharing business and marketing tips and tricks, and as I go through my business journey and learn things, I'm going to share those with you. Hope everyone's doing well, staying safe, and wish you much success. Thanks again for watching. Yeah, that works.